Hey, what's up, people? This is Matsik again. Today we're going to be playing my Tomcat Host from VulnHub. This is an interesting file. It can teach something new, especially for beginners. So here we go. We're executing a netmap scan, TUCPN, to tell a map that the host is already up and running as VC, which is to perform a service like discovery scan or version detection scan, and the C appended to it to run some default scripts to each of those. TUCN to disable DNS resolution, verbose, TUCT5 to speed it up, and that's it. TUCP-TAC in order to run a full scan in terms of every port from 1 to 65,535 ports on TCP. And here we go. So we have port 22 OpenSSH and 8080, which is the default port for Apache Tomcat, which we're here. And if you haven't worked with Tomcat before, I recommend you find the Tomcat entry on Hactrix. So let me just switch over the other adapter, and you'll see a lot of information, a lot of tools, a lot of commands you can run when facing a Tomcat machine on your pentest engagements. And in this case, we have the manager app and the host manager, and you'll notice that whenever you enter one of these pages, you will be prompted. Let's wait until this Hactrix page loads to switch back over to the Ethernet only adapter. There you go. Okay, so we have a lot of information here, right? And let me just go again. Okay, access denied. Host manager. Will it ask me for a password or not? The manager app will. So we need to find a way to brute force this, because look at this. Now be aware that when you hit cancel, you will sometimes see useful information here. This is one valid combination Tomcat secret. That is an option. I've tried it and it doesn't work, but in other machines it has worked. So definitely try them out. Now here's another one, and you have a module on MSF console. While it loads up, let me just show you something, because I can, for example, Tomcat default credentials list, something like that, and you'll find out a checklist password file, and well, you can basically like build yourself up basically a larger list, and you can test against this basic auth prompt. And the thing here is that even if you try with Metasploit, like we'll do right now, I'll show you how, you will not find the answer, and I don't know why. Okay, it's like it's bugged or something. You can search here for Tomcat, and the one you want to use is this one, Tomcat Manager Login. So use 25. You'll see the options, and you can set our host to 192. Yep, this one, 192.168.56.119, 8080. Everything's cool, and I want to set stop on success as true. I don't want to see any more jitter. So let's go with that, run, and you'll see that all of them are incorrect. And actually, let me try something here, because user pass file, God, set pass file to this one. Right. Tomcat manager default users. Let me run it like that. I'll show you. I'll tell you why. Okay, let's stop it here. Because look at this, and writing here Tomcat. When I tested manually, I found out what the actual combination or credentials was, which was this one, Tomcat. Now let's make sure it worked properly. Tomcat. Oh, not working. Let me try again. Tomcat. Wow, now it's not working. Now wait a bit. Probably dude, what the fuck? Okay guys, so I just restarted the machine. I don't know why it wasn't working. Yeah, basically the pair of username password the manager accepts is Tomcat, but as you could see here, it just didn't load up. I mean, it didn't work. Tomcat, incorrect. And in Hacktricks, you will find that there's one right at the end, that one automated Tomcat scanning tool. I tried it and it didn't work either. So, well, it's up to you if you want to try something else. Now, all this information is right here inside the Hacktricks thing, okay? But basically, you can deploy an application like this one, like Axis 2, like Docs, like examples, like Host Manager and Manager itself, where we're at currently, and browse it here, upload it, and yeah, basically that. Now these are tests I did before, and if you didn't know anything, you can try googling something like let me try upload a malicious WAR file, Tomcat, all this stuff. Let me switch back over. That's a headache, totally headache. And yes, a WAR file. Now, a WAR file is, as far as I understand, another extension for Java-based applications. So this will work. This will work too, I think. Let me just open the map, and let's get prepared for what is this? Exit. Yes, let me just open up my Tmx and go to exploits. Home, Matsec, downloads. Let's remove everything. Cool. So MSF Venom, that's the thing we're going to be using. And over here's the answer. I do not like to use Metasploit just for certain sharing jobs like this one, like guessing a pair of credentials. But yeah, here must be the command we can use, like this, WAR file backdoor. So I'm gonna copy this. Obviously, I'm gonna be explaining what this does, and I'm gonna be executing it like MSF Venom. The payload is gonna be using Java and shell reverse TCP. Host is gonna be using my local IP, which is this one, and a port like 4444 to starters. And I'm gonna be using a file format of WAR, and I would put it in as, for example, in order to be stealthy, Tomcat. I'm gonna be using just the let me see here, the version of Tomcat. While it loads, let me fire up my listener here. And obviously this won't work until I switch over back. And this is 9031. So I'm gonna be using something like this, 9031, and some random numbers, not like this, not 1, 2, 3, something like that, and def. Why not? That will look like not that suspicious at all, right? Hope so. So cool. We're gonna be putting it like that and uploading it into our Tomcat Host Manager site. Okay. Obviously, sorry, we should have specified an encoder such as encoding x86 Shikata Ganai, I think it was. Yeah. So this is an encoder that will basically obfuscate our payload. I mean, that Shikata Ganai, it's reportedly the best encoder MSF Venom has, but it's kind of outdated, so that will definitely not work on a red team engagement, right? That will be automatically caught by any EDR or antivirus, right? So be super precautious of that. I'm gonna be copying this Tomcat to home downloads, matsec downloads, just to have it there, freeze. And I'm gonna be deploying it. So let me browse it on downloads, Tomcat, and let's deploy it. Now that it's deployed, it hasn't delivered anything, but here it's here, right? I mean, this looks legit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna click it to open it, and whenever we open it, it's gonna load the payload, right? Now we should have, and we do, the reverse shell here. Now we're Tomcat, we're inside the machine, we got our foothold, and we want to start enumerating. Now I like to have my bash, and it looks like it doesn't work. Another thing we can try right now is try Python. If Python, like Python 2, it's not installed, we'll go with Python 3. It is. So let me go with Python, command line option. Let me import libraries such as pty that then use its method spawn. Now let me call bin bash from there. Okay. And let me change apostrophe type here. And there you go. Now we have a bash. Now I tried to use the script def null thing, didn't work either. So let's just work from here. Now, first thing we do when we have a foothold as a well, let me just try something here. For term as its term clear. Yes, nice. Okay, guys. What's the first thing we do when we got a foothold as another user? Sudo tag L. That will give us some information. Now, I invite you to always take a look at this because there's a vulnerability in this C library thing. I guess I don't remember that well. It's kind of outdated. But if it says something like an environment keep and then LD preload, you will be able to exploit it. And yes, that's it. But in this case, we can execute something here, right? Like old no pass LD. That means we can execute it as root as well. We have user leave Java open JDK. Well, a lot of things. GRA ban Java. So this is basically Java. And that's it. Now we can execute Java files as root. That is interesting. We could create a Word file or a jar file. I'll be creating this time a jar file. So let me just go again with this one, and let's now change here. So now it's not dev, it's gonna be bailed, something like that, just a matter of name conventions. I'm gonna be using a port 5555 this time, and I'm gonna be using a jar file because I know that if I append the tag jar option, I will be able to run a Java. I don't know how does that work with Word files. I mean, I don't even know if it does work. But yes, that's the thing. Now, in the meantime, let me go see if we got dowly-git. We do. We have curl as well. I prefer dowly-git, so let me do something like this. 8001, 8000. Let's just go like that. Let's use this name. Let's have it prepared. And actually got. Let me copy this because I don't think we'll be able to save output here. We'll have to go to the temp directory, for example. And cool. So Python 3 and HTTP server to start a simple one. Let's try that. No, permission denied. So let's go back to temp. Let's see the contents of this folder. There's nothing. Get again. Cool. So let me clear ls. Let me, just in case, I don't know, give it execution permissions. And now we can sudo all this thing here to specify Java. And then our file is this one. And we should now come here and set up our listener on 5555. And we should get it right away. Right. Why did why didn't this work? We didn't specify the jar argument. I told you guys. So tag jar, and now we can definitely use this one. Let's go, and look at that. We have our shell as root, obviously. So if we ls root, we can root and cat proof.txt out of it. So there you go. This is the machine. I think it was pretty interesting. It definitely made me think of some things I learned in the past. But yeah, you always learn something new, even if it's if it's an easy box, right? So yes, that's all. That's a wrap. I hope you guys liked it. Feel free to like the video and subscribe it if you liked it as well. And yes, that's all. Thank you very much for joining.